shit. Young boss family, nigga, you know what the fuck going on. Yeah, for real. Huh. He tried to run, but I had that switch. Come here, where you going? I'm from the sun, this shit get cold, you nigga think it's snow. Huh. Slam that nigga like Hogan. I'm in that pussy, no potion. She calling my phone, I'm like, bye. She open. I heard that nigga gun slide. No token, I'm hot right now, why would I lie, bitch? I'm chosen, don't make me up this shit, then dump this shit where you lay your head. I heard he want that smoke, don't choke my nigga, you wanna end up dead. Don't call my line, I don't wanna talk, I heard that nigga fed. There's a bag on his head, better catch that nigga, he like gingerbread. Okay, your ass fat, but you ain't all that, you a cutie. Why would I argue, I can't claim you in that doobie. Every time I pull up, it's a motion, it's a movie. Push me to the edge and I go brrr with that Uzi. Don't play with me, yeah, don't play with me. Don't play with me, yeah, bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch, don't play with me, yeah. That ain't Bottega, I ain't no hater, that shit fake as fuck. You ain't getting no paper, you can't save her, I might pick her up. I'm in her stomach, I'm in her mouth, I got little baby stuff. I pull up track her with the matte paint, that shit looking tough. You ain't smoking on Zai, you smoking on Huff, you ain't even rolling blunts. I'm smoking on Woods, I'm smoking on papers, I don't fuck with Dutch. Do too much, yeah, you niggas do too much. Rich in crypto money, I can get you touched. Keep it on the hush. All them niggas that you look up to, fuck with us. I gave it to you, but you ain't get that shit from us. We giving out them testers and it's A+. Don't play with me, yeah, don't play with me. Don't play with me, yeah, bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch, don't play with me, yeah.
This is some visionary shit. 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 This is some visionary shit.
Says on the beat.
Yeah, Big Zoo. Why you bringing up the other side if you know we got tension? Send my youngers over down the slide, trigger finger itching. I got plaques up on every wall, but birds in the kitchen. Watching out for Squally, I be nervous when I'm with them. Hook the homie over extra hard, especially if you pitching. I got homies going extra hard, especially with the sniffers. Ain't no cabbage, I be special, dog, especially when I'm jugging. In the kitchen, cook a extra grand, especially if I'm cooking. Me and my homies jump out anything, especially if it's tookin'. I don't even go on drills with vets, especially with no rookie. Muckers bustin' out the Remy bottle, especially if it shook it. If I come to do this shit myself, especially if I took it. Big Zooey, I'm with Damier. Bitch, I got some shit to say. Keep a hand chopper, FN, bitch, I ain't tryna play. And I got it on me, pussy nigga, don't get your hoop to shit. And I got about 80 on me, I just brought me 2 to death. And I got a real pretty bitch that's still on Section 8. And I use a butter knife to cook it, get an extra straight. Every time a nigga brought a bird, it came with extra 8. Every time I do a 1 for 1, I get an extra plate. Why you bringing up the other side if you know we got tension? Send my youngers over down the slide, trigger finger itching. I got plaques up on every wall, but birds in the kitchen. Watching out for Squally, I be nervous when I'm with them. Hook the homie over extra hard, especially if you pitching. I got homies going extra hard, especially with the sniffers. Ain't no cabbage, I be special, dog, especially when I'm jugging. In the kitchen, cook a extra grand, especially if I'm cooking. Me and my homies jump out anything, especially if it's tookin'. I don't even go on drills with vets, especially with no rookie. Muckers bustin' out the Remy bottle, especially if it shook it. If I come to do this shit myself, especially if I took it.
Different nigga, my name Damier, right off the rip, yeah, slime shit. I pop out the cut and fuck your bitch, she a rider. When she hit the fence, she never lanes, yeah, that's my bitch. Looking at her wrong, I get your head split. I'ma let my pants in. 40 with a dick, a see-through clipper, make them run fast. Different lingo with the drip, watch how she skip with your little rude ass. Hollows in the stick, I bet it hit them bullets too. Hold on, babe, you need to move back. Slimy nigga, gotta duck the low, watch how I penetrate. Gotta up my two cause all these niggas fake. Zuvi, that's my brother, you cannot relate. Ain't enough to feed us both, we took a nigga break.
Why you bringing up the other side if you know we got tension? Send my youngers over down the slide, trigger finger itching. I got plaques up on every wall, but birds in the kitchen. Watching out for Squally, I be nervous when I'm with them. Hook the homie over extra hard, especially if you pitching. I got homies going extra hard, especially with the sniffers. Ain't no cabbage, I be special, dog, especially when I'm jugging. In the kitchen, cook a extra grand, especially if I'm cooking. Me and my homies jump out anything, especially if it's tookin'. I don't even go on drills with vets, especially with no rookie. Mookers bustin' out the Remy bottle, especially if it shook it. If I come to do this shit myself, especially if I took it. Gang.
Let's fill in the room, you feel me? Let's get it. The show will be fun, the show gonna be lit.
Yeah. It's Vito, baby. Thinking about ways to make you mine. Followed your Instagram, so I know you got time. See, you been working, putting in overtime. I'm not trying to press you, but girl, you stay on my mind. Just being honest, I really want you, yeah. Talk to my conscience.
Thank you.
Snakes in the grass.
Thank you.
Snakes in the grass. Get the grass, get ease. I told my mom, put your job and put the feet up.
Where we at, huh? Humble and quiet, part of a soldier. Boy, Mrs. Mom, I just really want to hold her. Kiss her, console her, tell her that I miss her. Chip on my shoulder, just getting thicker. Fuck getting closure from snakes and cobras. Had to burn bridges, niggas kept getting over. Kindness for weakness, live and you learn. To be honest, that's weak shit, still standing firm. Nah, I ain't kidding. Boy, about a chicken. I don't need talk, but got everybody listening. Men's feeling great, been on my shit. Men's gaining weight, had to land with the shrimp. Oysters on the side, lemon on chill. Bougie hood nigga, red wine with the mill. Different type of talk, you ain't ready, I'ma stop. While you ice grilling me, nigga, ops is the cops. Living off experience, words to the locks. Prescription drugs, perks in the ops. Sipped on lean, then I dropped. Hoping that the pain go away and stop. Chicks with dicks, absolutely not. Tory Lane style, I'ma shoot my shot. I'm nobody man, it's a whole lot of them. I don't follow trend, no L Cappington. One thing I've learned, if it ain't about them, niggas really ain't concerned. One thing I've learned, if it ain't about them, niggas really ain't concerned. I don't talk how y'all talk, it's different. I don't fishbowl out here, I'm sitting it. V12 engine, serious. The way the car ride through blocks, belligerent. Welcome to the town, crazy. Patterson, only place that got a beach with no water. Right down the street from the tricks and the horse. Fiends in the J's, these the last days. Some niggas dope, some say they ghosts. Some Jamaicans say you know what we do to a hold up. Some niggas dope, some say they goats. Some Jamaicans say you know what we do to a goat. Clear vision, I ain't looking through a scope. Where I'm from, not a game or a joke. No toilet with the shits in the smoke. Niggas will line you for a brick if they broke. Loud and quiet, a little bipolar. Nah, I ain't perfect and nah, I ain't sober. Free old scammer, still bumping strollers. RP nip, marathon ain't over. Get knocked down, get up fighting. Head bar got a meaning, I'm not just writing. Wolf talk, alright then. I'm a different type of light skin. Nigga tap in. Humble and quiet, heart of a soldier. Boy, Mrs. Mom, I just really want to hold her. Kiss her, console her, tell her that I miss her. Chip on my shoulder, just getting bigger. Fuck getting closure, snakes and cobras. Had to burn bridges, niggas kept getting over. Kindness for weakness, live and you learn. To be honest, that's weak shit, still standing firm. Yeah, still standing firm. Yeah, boy, still standing firm. Yeah. Boom.
some visionary shit.
Look. Hey. Look, say growing up I was a badass, never cared what niggas had to say, cause if we really got a problem, got them shotters on the way. I used to fuck with everybody, now I'm staying out the way, cause nowadays you never know, got niggas plotting in your face, hate it or love it. But they be hating, so fuck it. And if I'm fucking on the bitch, no, we ain't speaking in public. It really be the goofy niggas that be out here just subbing. But I was taught that he ain't say it to your face, then you dub it. But this that shit that keep me going in a way, so I love it. I'm never slipping with it, homie. See me out and I'm clutching. My shorty riding for a nigga, so you know that I cuffed it. My intuition telling me one day we gon' be above it. I love it. I'm from them gutters. Me, my mother, and my brothers. Cold showers, leftovers, early suppers. These bitches dirty, but not bust it unless you got a rubbers. Niggas used to hoop, thought I was good, thought I should be at Rutgers. Niggas undercovers, no, I don't fuck with these new faces. They say I'm racist, I only fuck with blue faces. Got no patience, I ran to it, hate wait, and my flow the greatest. While these other niggas try and take it, but I ain't going like that. I'm never lacking, got some bloods that get it popping, got some crips that get it cracking. I ain't into fighting no more, I mean it with a passion. I'd rather blast them, but we could throw the hands if you ain't packing. Niggas beefing over pussy, haha, nigga never. If she fucking on me and my mans, then we'll fuck it together. Remember I ain't had no fucking bands, but I was always clever, had enough to get me by. But look, I always wanted better for real. Got niggas itching to kill, pull up on a nigga with 30, give him curry for real. When you ain't hopping in the whip, if you ain't clutching the steel. Cause we don't need no witnesses, the niggas riding the squill, get it? My nigga Drill said he got me for real. We got a problem, he'll pop him, he a problem for real. Man, HB be the gang, put HB in my wheel. Shout out Stanley and G-Side, you know we straight out the grill, gang.
Sit back, roll up while we had this, so we can have this conversation, you heard me? Sit back and roll up while this music plays, so we can have this conversation. Fill up the room, like, share, and subscribe.
We back at you, nigga. Let's get it.
This ain't a freestyle, this a reef style.
Yeah.
It's that he really back up on his beat style.
Yeah,
Live from the chicken store to Philippe Chow. I've been stacking them Benjis up in a neat pile. Line them niggas up, I'ma learn them a lesson.
Yeah.
You put in work, that shit eventually turn into blessings. It's a lot of money to get, ain't no time to be stressing. I got it all up off the mud, I'm just grinding finessing. See me breezing, doing the limit, then I'm in a drop. Them grips ain't staying in the V, they coming in the spot.
Yeah.
I can't be posted for too long, I get to spinning blocks. Way up in the clouds where I send a op. So talk facts when you mention the reef. You leave the house, you got a strap for you into these streets. These niggas really ain't trying to get into no beef. I was walking to the place, made a 10 in these sneaks. I done came a long way, they ain't telling me shit. Last nigga hated on me, was nailing this bitch. Round here, you go to work or you selling some shit. Met a plug out west, told him mail me the shit. Hey, big paper and mad diamonds. Real shit, I'm really on bad timing. The reef ain't doing nothing, I bet you his ass grinding. We the ones do all the sliming and the lining. Ay, only real niggas relate, still hit the hood. Give my little nigga some cake, I can make it cold. Bet my little nigga a shake, youngest say he hungry, get that little nigga a plate. I talk about it cause I been there. The homie tell me nigga keep going, I know it's in there. Nowadays I go to my stash, it's probably 10 there. If they don't let us in with them grips, then we ain't in there. Nigga,
money up, shit, man. Back at you. Let's go.
Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get right. We're about to get litty. Boy, I heard about that brick lady today. I heard about the brick lady. Damn it, nigga.
No.
You do a lot, man. Make
Can't just tell me back active and shit. Without showing them niggas, gotta make them believe. Ain't never noticed when you grinding, but they see when you winning shit. Eyes posted on that corner with that pack till I finished it. Write my little raps in my phone, I'm still binning shit. I still be ran away, breezing through in some tennis shit. Mama say I need the rest, all I do is run the street. I gotta get paid, mama, being broke ain't nothing sweet. Knew that I was built for this, nothing about me fucking weak. Tried to tell them way back, these niggas was fucking sleep. I'm trying to get to them M's, I ain't seeking no fame. Nowadays it's like the drugs ain't easing the pain. But we still gotta get it though. Play the block like a point guard, how I give and go. Money and love is two things I can't give a hoe. I can't do this shit, talk about it cause I've been through this shit. No, it ain't no fraud in me, gotta know I'm true to this. Difference between me and these niggas, I really do this shit. Yeah. Hey. I'm traumatized. State police raided, tell grandma apologize. Growing up, the ones with the money we idolize. They used to say he wouldn't be shit, I'm not surprised. Young nigga, cross your T's and dot your I's. I don't believe them when they talk how they drilling and shit. Ain't met a motherfucker yet, wasn't feeling my shit. Hit rock bottom, made it look like I'm still on my shit. Never let them see me sweating. Come take a look, you gon' see me stepping. Only want the ones around me, I ain't got a question. The only time she get my time is probably when we sexing. The fuck line, I'd rather be honest. Cool gotta stay in sport, cause they might get behind us, nigga. I'd rather be honest. Cool gotta stay in sport, cause they might get behind us. Gang.
This is some visionary shit.
I'm telling y'all got kids out here, y'all better teach your motherfuckers to manners, cause I swear to God, I knock they motherfucking shot that. I don't bother nobody, I don't fuck with nobody, I'm a family-oriented man, I stay to myself. Fuck with me, nigga, you threaten my life, blow your motherfucking brains out.
Boy, I hit you with that thing, tryna bust a play. Boy, if a motherfucker in the way, shut him up, hit him up right away. Cut his fingers, stick his range, tryna bust a play. Boy, shoot the fade, call a spade a spade. Applying that pressure in every way. Boy, what the fuck on your brain, tryna bust a play. Boy, if a motherfucker in the way, I promise I'll put that on everything. Leave him leaking out the frame, tryna bust a play. Boy, got your ass in a sling, tryna misbehave. Boy,
Bust a move, crush a groove, jamming on the one, plus a two, triple linens out, bending plush and smooth. What's a move? What shake it with it? Make it do what it do. I'm a fool with it, cool with it too. Limousine mean, crew with it too. Ain't no thing we can't get into. Everything we tapping it too. Get it a check, big at the flex, big as baguettes. Big on respect, casket with Drew, put it back in the trap, cause that's what we do. Get actively too, happily too. Take aim, let it bang it rapidly. Shoot, ain't no cap and make it happen. We actually do. I'm with that shit, my faculty too. Kings of the thing, your majesty rule. Naturally classy, that's me too. Try and get done with the shit, you gon' have to be too. We up the ladder, don't listen to chatter, cause at this altitude, none of that shit matter. That's how the family do. We ain't even come down for gravity. Ooh, say word, I mean nerve like a cavity too. Fuck with me, it'll be a tragedy, you raggedy fool. Get your ass beat, battered and bruised, shattered and tuned up. Obly platooned up, gooned up, all of my splendor, all of my truth, big vanity move. Fuck your life, use profanity rule. Damn if he don't, damn if he do. Try and bust a play, strategy moves. All of my woes, all of my kicks, all of my clothes, practically new. Fresh as shit, cause that's what we do. Mentally ready, financially too. Potentially deadly, you get like me, that could be you. Get like me, pussy, that could be you. Get like me.
Boy, I hit you with that thing, tryna bust a play. Boy, if a motherfucker in the way, shut him up, hit him up right away. Cut his fingers, stick his range, tryna bust a play. Boy, shoot the fade, call a spade a spade. Applying that pressure in every way. Boy, what the fuck on your brain, tryna bust a play. Boy, if a motherfucker in the way, I promise I'll put that on everything. Leave him leaking out the frame, tryna bust a play. Boy, got your ass in a sling, tryna misbehave. Boy, got me close to slow motion. Bend the blocks with my toes. The niggas be hating, I've noticed, but they ain't blocking my focus. Just we low with my rhiners. I've been the boss with no rhiners. I raised my youngsters to be something. It came from nothing to be someone. Niggas say it's cliche. They ain't play how we play. You had to be hard to pop these blocks. These niggas today be poussé. They booty tend to get goofy. They lame brain and two-face. The panorama two-seater. Gotta blame a band with two chicas. Better watch your mouth when you speaking. Pillow talk on couch is so leaking. He ain't never been kin to my people. Nah, we can't vouch for you neither. The streets is hot, it's too evil. It's zombie land and you evil. A dead man cause you still for something. Or a dead man cause you a tweaker. Better watch out from front. Them niggas find it from someone. They ride a hop and start dumping. But I like to top. A skirt and burn rubber. The block is warm and deep cover. That's why I put I stay covered. That's why I put I stay covered. You live by the gun, you die by the motherfucking gun. Right, you live by the knife. I tell your ass fuck your life, I'm gonna come on and get you some. You act like a bitch, you probably gon' die like a bitch. Right, I stand like a man on it. Layers for the fans to get them on it. Boy, I hit you with that thing, tryna bust a play. Boy, if a motherfucker in the way, shut him up, hit him up right away. Cut his fingers, stick his range, tryna bust a play. Boy, shoot the fade, call a spade a spade. Apply
missing a slang, tryna misbehave. Boy.
This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit.
Yeah, this that Mad Max from my brother Brisk. God, you already know how we
Guess
do.
what? Who's back?
Mad Max
Who?
2.
Max Dress out the baseball cap. Anybody play getting whack and everybody stay with a strap. One false move and I snap. Gen 5 with a switch. We ain't talking about shit. Your boyfriend is a bitch. Oh, that mean you dyking, check my drive without no license. Hoe ass rappers, they don't like me. Trust me, I know they don't like me. Brand new Draco, I'm not fighting. Picture perfect, check my lighting. Now that back's back so exciting. Leader of the rebellion, I'm like, fuck you niggas. Talking all that OG shit like I won't touch you niggas. Asking why I don't come around, cause I don't trust you niggas. But now you in some shit and I'm gon' flush you niggas. What? Cause if there's a problem, then say that. Talking brazy when I'm OT. Shh, I'm on the way back. Quiet down, little Bo P. Take precaution, don't get your dumb ass right with all that flossing. Max, I put fear in all your bosses. Lack of evidence, so the judge had to dismiss my charges. But this time when I spin, bet I won't miss my target. You don't know by now? Gris say what the fuck you want. Pull up with all that tough shit you be rapping about, I bet you don't. Been it through your trap with that all-in bucket on. No, I'm out of bounds, I'm in your biddy and still tucking chrome. Ask me why they never tried it. They know what the fuck we on. This rapping shit can lead to violence. They know what the fuck we on. Ride by myself, but you know I'm blicked up. Bitch niggas only tough, only when they clicked up. Ride with my kids, I wish you would play around my chair and shoot it out the whole year. I show you my endurance. And I don't usually drink tonight, I'm going off the liquor. Think I'm bugging out, trying to control my inner killer. As if you didn't know, stop asking me what's wrong. I buried my best friend and my daddy gone, and it get hard to sleep alone. Murderous nightmares. Oh God, the devil don't fight fair. Look, babe, I'm scarred, just protecting my heart. Don't thank me for being real, cause I'm just doing my job. A long way from selling dimes in the cut. Ops talking about lining me up, but babe, I'm smart. If I slide and they die, the Fed gon' give me a charge. Now I got a real decision to make. I'm judged by 12K by 8. We packing poles, you know that's for sure. Cracking skull for cracking jokes. You not a shooter, pass the pole. Hey, little brother, no, you not no punk, just trying to sell your soul. How many times big brother gotta tell you no? Think I'm bugging out, trying to control my.
What's that crowd tree for my nigga Brisk? God, you heard? Off that Mad Max 2, Nobody's Friend. On your nearest streaming platform. Make sure you go check that, you heard me? Feel me? I'm gonna open up the show right, y'all. I'm gonna open up the show right, you heard? Big boy says, we got production over here. You know, I promise y'all my screens and shit, but because my equipment wasn't right, you feel me? I had to order new shit. I'm gonna be transparent the whole way. Let's get it.
We spend cash for entertainment. There's more where I came
We doing our reaction channel on Kick. So make sure you follow us on Kick at Kick/.
Is it hot in here or is it just me? I'm so high in here and smoking on this weed. Told him don't take
Tell me where you from in the chat for the shout out, man.
Told him drink.
Let me see where I'm talking at. Let me see who I'm talking to. Let me see where my people at.
On me. I said now go and take a shot on me. Only drug the bitches on is a tree.
Let's
but
get
I
it.
lasted 10 rounds like a freak, like a G.
Let's get it. Good.
Why you make it so complicated? Off the drink, we concentrated. I know you won't leave me hanging. Smoking weed out the container. We spend cash for entertainment.
Yeah.
There's more where it came from, that's all I'm saying. It's me and you, we making arrangements. It's you and me, we making arrangements. I'll keep it simple, baby. I'll keep it simple with you, baby. You know I don't ever play no games. You know I don't ever complicate it. Got to feel some type of way, concentrating on the way. Keep the rhythm. Oh God, black cat. You can do it, that's a sativa. And the cookie out of me stuff. You know just how to keep me up. You know it, better believe it. Oh yeah, get ready. Oh, we're alright. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Oh, the floor. Get ready. I am all one. Where you gon' be at? Later on. Why you make it so complicated? Off the drink, we concentrated. I know you won't leave me hanging. Smoking weed out the container. We spend cash for entertainment. There's more where that came from, that's all I'm saying. It's me and you and we making arrangements. It's you and me and we making arrangements. Why you make it so complicated? Why you make it so complicated? Off the drink, we concentrated. Off the drink, we concentrated. I know you won't leave me hanging. I know. Smoking weed out the container. We smoke. We spend cash for entertainment. There's more where it came from, that's all I'm saying. It's me and you and we making arrangements. It's you and me and we making arrangements.
What up? It's your boy Sativa Jones, aka LeBron James, BKA Young Shane Baldwin, because the older one is kind of weird. CKA Flaming Redder than because I'm 10 steps ahead every time. Y'all thought I forgot, huh? Damn. That's a throwback for the old school watchers. But anyway, yeah. Nice to see y'all. Thanks for watching. We're about to go up. All right, we got to up Dizzy. We got to update. We got to update. Last week we talked about the brick lady. Turns out that all the receipts have come in officially. So I'm gonna let my girl Pink Book Lessons come in with the tea. You feel me? Let me share this real quick. You feel me? Let me see how this one look like. This one. Add that to the Stigi. You feel me?
On a pitch black interstate.
There you go.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Yeah, lies like that. They're acting like she was at the hospital for the brick.
I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. Why do people want to hurt me so bad?
Lying. Wait till y'all hear this.
And it was the feminist-led Miss Xandra's media puppets who went out there to spread her lies, spread her narrative. Millions of people saw that on the Shade Room. She was talked about on the Breakfast Club, and she immediately got support. If that wasn't enough, you had all these videos coming out of her promoting that black women should go sleep with black women. Black women are protectors and not black men. Literally setting up black women to be without protection. While she also ran around saying the same black women are jealous of trans women. Talking about black women got their bodies from the trans, but Somali women had natural BBL type bodies without the surgery. More videos came out of her putting hands on men, jumping in men's faces, talking crazy, being ratchet. You had old friends coming out saying that she was always acting like this and used to go around spitting on people. But she was telling y'all that she was some nice, wholesome woman who never did anything to anybody.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
They don't respect them either.
I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody.
And the Oscar goes to...
And just as soon as she fooled all these idiots, she pulled out the GoFundMe. She got all these black female suckers and these black male simps to give her $35,000 in just one day. Everybody was throwing money at her left and right, and now she's been able to scam over $42,000 while she's laughing at all the fools who believed her. It didn't take long to come out that this wasn't her first time pulling off this same scam.
You grew up and they mad because you trying to be somebody. They mad because you trying to be somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Who else try to beat me up? Who else try to beat me up for no reason?
This is
Look at
crazy.
me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me.
Very similar, huh? Same spill. Acting like some man did something to her, and men at the club put hands on her out of jealousy because she wanted to be a doctor. The same feminist lie and Ms. Zandra's talking point that these idiots really believe. And even in that situation, she got thousands from GoFundMe. That was 3 years ago in 2020. So when you put two and two together and really look at everything with common sense, you will really start to see that something just ain't right. Word to Keith Sweat.
If y'all was on our live last night, y'all would have saw the investigation we did, the surveillance we did, the phone calls we made, the people we talked to, only to discover this was all a hoax. After contacting the police, the internet contacted the police has no report of the incident. After the venue owner, right there where it happened, checked all of his surveillance cameras, he alleges nothing like this ever happened, that she just came out of nowhere with all these accusations. The guys that were standing around in this video says they never saw the incident. They just heard her screaming and yelling and yapping, and they called the police. She was out there acting crazy and ridiculous, and they just said they left when the police got there. But they never saw anybody hit her with the brick. So long story short, this woman does a lot for views, likes, and GoFundMes. Go look at her GoFundMe history. Go look at her viral history. She does whatever she can to get viral. And the internet is believing that she did sustain real injuries somehow, but she used that to make money and to gain fame through viral videos. And she knew it would work if she blamed black men. And look what happened. Black women lost their mind. They just start bashing black men all across the world because we're trying to hold her accountable like we did Carly Russell. The fact is, this was a hoax for viral views and the $32,000 that she's already raised on her GoFundMe, which she's done before.
Shout out to this brother on TikTok. I'll leave the link below for you to see the rest. The woman totally lied. You even had a nurse who claimed that she put that solution in her face to get it to swell up and went to their clinic to get it drained out.
You know who contacted me? The nurse.
Look.
The nurse from the alleged hospital was not a hospital. It was a clinic. And this is what she had to say. Yes, she came in to get the saline extracted from the side of her face, which means she never got hit with a brick. She injected saline into her face to create the lump. That's why she wore the ski mask, so y'all wouldn't see the lump that she created. And don't forget, she's in the medical field, so she has access to saline. Anyway, let's finish reading. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med check, not the hospital. Crazy. She must have filmed that little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. And y'all fell for this. Y'all fell for this. This is the nurse from the clinic. But I couldn't. She gave me other receipts, but I can't show you those receipts. She wanted to prove to me that this was fake, and she begged me not to show you all those receipts because it could get her fired. So we are not going to give you those receipts. But I'm here to tell you that woman's lying for money.
Crazy.
Go to her Instagram. You see the other video when she did the same in 2020.
And no, I don't feel sorry for none of y'all who believed her. Instead of throwing money at this apparent liar, you should have used that money for therapy because obviously you have some deep-rooted issues that you haven't worked out yet. This is why when you see any so-called Black female victim, you immediately want to gravitate towards her for some, quote, justice. No matter if she's not making any sense and can't provide you with any proof to substantiate her claims, you just believe her because believing her satisfies the little victim within you. Maybe you've gone through something at some point and could have been a real victim and nobody around you did anything about it, whether it was your mama who allowed it or other family who allowed it. Y'all got people who made you a victim and nobody did anything about it. And then even now with yourself, you did nothing to heal yourself besides jump on social media. So instead of holding the people accountable for personally doing something to you, y'all wait for the latest news story, the latest Robert kills, the latest DV accusation, the latest Black man y'all can find or situation, like somehow that's going to fix your situation. Go get therapy, go to the law, whatever you need to do. But your brokenness is allowing you to continue into this victim role and get you scammed by brick ladies. Y'all have literally been sitting up here arguing back and forth about protecting Black women all over a lie from some Somali woman who played y'all like Lizzo's flute. Led y'all down this path of sabotage where you continue to be vulnerable to people like her. Over and over. It's disgusting. And that's all I got to say about this mess. I'm just so sick of this whole lie, the whole situation. But I do believe the brick lady should be investigated and held accountable. But of course, it's going to take the same people she scammed to hold her accountable. And they already invested their money and emotions into this lie. So you already know how that goes. Dr. Umar, is this the example of Black women that you tell Black men to protect and provide for? Is this it? Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Special thank you to Edmund.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. I love her videos. You feel me? She always do her due diligence before she go out. And last week, what did we talk about, folks? We talked about jumping off of cliffs. Behind this story, right here. And it turns out she was a little boy who cried wolf wolf. Not once, but twice. And then ran off on the plug and help and protection 2 times. Number one, the first time, it wasn't really even like, I didn't really notice what the bruise was, but the fact that as you felt your face up with saline solution, and jumped in front of a whole bunch of men and sat there and blamed them for not protecting you from a situation they didn't see, know, hear, or like fathom happen when they called the cops and held you there so you could make the police report because they didn't see the guy. You just walked up to them and started yelling, tell them, talk about they ain't protect you on camera. I don't think it's detrimental to the community because, like last week we talked about, it's a certain, it's a type of woman, like, you feel me? Like, We know the type of woman that's with the shits and the type of woman that's not. Like when you walk through the hood, niggas will say leave her alone or I nigga do you, like, you feel me? So at the end of the day, it's how you determine to carry yourself. And this lady current apparently didn't carry herself in the community for niggas to be wanting to go hunt down and chase and wolf pack. Cause she was fucking lying. That's the craziest part about this. That's scary. That's scary, bro. Like she was in the house like I'm about to get this bag. Like I bet she was laughing and like talking to her friend or whatever. I'm about to get this bag, girl. Yeah, last time they gave me about 40 bands. I'm about to run it up again. Bitch got 31 in a day. You set that shit at something low. They paying that shit out in 3 days. She paid already. She paid already. That's the craziest part about this whole thing. That's why we stopped being simps like the generation before us, and we sat there and said, "I'm gonna protect my inner circle." And if you're in my inner circle and I'm protecting you, you have to protect me to a certain degree with how you move and decide to take my advice on how to move before I even get there. And during this situation, I heard plenty of women say shit like that, and those women seem to be calm, cool, and collected in situations like that and don't bother. I I have a friend named Kiara. Unless she knows you, or even if she don't, I seen Kiki have heated debates, and all me and Tom or Tamir or Pop or anybody had to do was just touch her shoulder, and she'd be like, "All right, I'll leave it alone." You gotta you gotta know when to, cause you feel me. If it need to go there, go there, and then where we all at, it could end up in jail. Niggas could punch somebody, nigga fall his head, nigga dead down, all because he said something you ain't fucking like. So it ain't no. I don't think it's a detriment to the community in a way because they reacted how they were supposed to react. They called the cops and they held her down until the cops came. That's what they said they did. Even and she ain't want to file a police report. All she worried about was the videos. And purposely skipped out on the part where the guys held her down and called the cops. Purposefully. So I think she's she's the enigma in this situation, and it happened. I think society just wanted to popularize it and put us in our face because every time they hide this, every time they fucking have something like they want to run past us, they try to sensationalize some little shit that's happening in our community that niggas will care about and shit and talk about for a fucking week. And here we go talking about it for a fucking week. Yeah. My only thing is I am proud of how men took this shit on the chin and said and didn't really even argue about the situation. They just showed to prove that this was a situation that didn't call for which y'all was yelling about, and the fact that y'all went crazy about this, like she said, I think y'all need to go talk to a therapist and clear those traumas, because niggas don't owe y'all understanding, because we don't get understanding in a lot of cases either. But yeah, that's just the cap off last week's episode. Now it's Monday, and I had so fucking, we love to do
Alright,
reaction
so
videos
Bethany,
here. So
it is a little
so
over
we
4 months
on
since
kick
you
with
went
the
on
reaction
surgery
videos. I
and you
just
already
want to give
started
y'all
dating again. So obviously
a
that's very bad
little
situation we have with you.
preview
So you want
of
to
what
tell me
we're
what's
about to
going
go.
on and
And
why
we
you're
love
pushing
six
yourself to eat
life
what
around
you
here.
shouldn't
These
be again.
motherfuckers are hilarious.
I don't know. I'm sticking to the sheet that you gave me of what not to eat. So I'm eating like real food, like you told me to. So I don't know why I didn't lose anything. I don't think the surgery is working like it should. It just doesn't make sense.
What you're saying is what doesn't make sense. Let me explain something to you. You started out hoping
My
in a
nigga
magic
doctor
fix,
now be
and
going
then you
off.
applied yourself and took control for a few months until you got weight loss surgery, and then your emotional issues came to the surface. And dealing with that is really hard stuff. And now you're hoping in a magic fix for that. And until you take your psychotherapy seriously and do what you need with that, the trend and direction you headed is going to continue. And if that happens, you're not going to make it. So you have a very important choice to make. Whether you want to turn your life around or
Oh,
make good
that fat lady in
choices
the
and
bed.
end
I
up
hope
eating
that's up
yourself
here.
to
I ain't
death.
watching this
You
whole
got it?
shit. I only watched like
I guess
3 minutes. It's like,
So
yes,
you
we
need to
do it.
keep going to those appointments and do what you need to do before it's too late. You got that?
Yep.
So we have a bit of an issue again. Because you missed your appointment again, saying you were sick, but turned out you weren't. So what is your excuse this time?
I just had some family things going on and I haven't been able to come out to Texas, but I do plan on being out there to hopefully get an apartment. I've had no luck on this end.
This
You've
bitch
been
ain't been
trying to
trying.
do
She
that for a
gained weight
while
too.
now. But you haven't been getting back to us, and you've been avoiding my calls, making excuses, and lying to us. But now you're sick. You have completely recovered, it seems. So what's the reason you're still not coming down to Houston to see me for your follow-up appointment?
You know what? I'll be very honest with you. I don't know why it took so long. It seemed like something was happening every other week.
So you let another month go without doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because and don't look like you have lost any weight, so you keep making excuses. Last month it was 70 pounds. So you're saying you lost another 50 pounds since then?
Yes, sir.
Then how come you don't look like it and you're still on oxygen?
I don't know, sir,
Look
but
like
I have been following my diet and I'm doing great.
Angela, you're more delusional than I thought if you still think you can manipulate me. And when it comes to this program, you're not special. And lying to me about your weight is not going to get me to tell you what you want. You have one option. If you want to do this and save your life, come back down here and show me where your weight is at. And then we can start doing psychotherapy to try and find a way to get through to you and break through all your lies and delusion. In fact, then
break
that'll be
through
it
all
for
your
you,
lies
because
and
I'm done playing
delusions.
your games. And if you miss your appointment again for whatever reason, I'm not taking any excuses. Either your health and having your life is priority or not. We can't make the choice for you. So be here in 1 week, or the program will no longer be an option for you. Hi, JT.
Hello.
How are you today?
Doing okay.
So, how are you getting along?
Okay, I guess, but I feel like I'll be better when I'm out.
Yeah, you've been here for 2 months and it doesn't seem like you have lost any weight.
No, I haven't.
What's the point of coming down here and not doing diet?
Guess I'm not sure.
Just check your weight and see.
Okay.
You're not making any sense. No matter you're in Houston or Oklahoma or Timbuktu, nothing justified to be unhealthy and give you all that rhetoric that I didn't follow that because I wasn't planning to be in here.
Okay.
Really, I mean, this is your life. This is your health.
Okay.
And you are responsible for it. And we're giving you help and tools to change your life and be healthy. And you're making all kind of nonsense reason not to follow diet, right? Makes sense?
Sure.
It does?
Yes.
To you?
Yes.
Okay. There's no hope for you. You're going to kill yourself young.
Yeah, kill
Okay.
yourself young.
Noted.
You gain the weight back and become immobile, then your health is going to go down the tube and you're not going to survive. You're killing yourself with the food. Which part of that is so hard to understand, no matter where you are? All right, Aaron. So last time I saw you, you were 718, and you were supposed to lose 120 pounds in 2 months.
Yes, sir.
It's been 3 months, but today you're 696. You only lost 22 pounds in 3 months.
I'm struggling a little bit with what happened to my father. It was hard for me to deal with. And once he was recovering, I've been sticking to my diet as much as possible. I mean, I still have a little bit of problems with eating certain things like peanut butter. I'm having a hard time staying with peanut butter.
What do you mean, peanut butter?
Peanut butter on bread. It's just something that I like eating.
Peanut butter on bread is not what kept you from losing weight. Your excuse is that. I'm sorry what you all went through, but that's no excuse to have not done the diet. And on top of that, it's been 3 months. You still had 2 months, even after all that, to do what you're supposed to. But you didn't. What is with that?
I don't know, sir.
What do you mean you don't know? You know
What do you
exactly.
mean you don't know?
You don't want to do the work, and you want to blame everything else for why you're not doing it. What's the point of that?
What's the point of that? Nah, I ain't even gonna lie, yo. Every time I start feeling a little chunky, I look at Dr. Now. I'll be like, what would Dr. Now say to me?
You continue doing
Get
whatever
my
you
fat ass
were
up
doing
and get
before.
right.
No, I don't want to do.
So how is that going to happen? How?
I'm going to change. I really am. I'm trying.
When are you going to change?
I'm in the process of changing, sir. I really am.
No, you're not. What we've given you is the first step to change. You either take it or you don't. The choice is up to you. You got it?
Yes, sir.
You know, for you to maintain weight of 696 pounds, you're still eating around 10,000 calories a day. That's not trying. That's not even close. So I'll give you 2 more months to lose 120 pounds. If you want to do this, then lose that weight. If you don't, then we don't need to waste more time playing games with you. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Nigga be
Who buys the peanut butter and bread?
I do. My dad.
You buy it for him or you buy it
I buy it for the household, but you know what? I'm not gonna buy no more.
Okay. And you shouldn't be eating that with your health care. Okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. This is your last chance, Aaron. You need to take this very seriously because the clock is ticking on you.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll see you in 2 months.
Thank you.
Nigga, Dr. fucking down, man. I nigga be digging in these niggas' asses. Nigga be digging in these motherfuckers' asses. Alright. I'm gonna do a fucking commercial break real quick, and then we're gonna come back and see what did Hans happen to Hans Kim this week.
Yeah. YBF shit. Young boss family, nigga, you know what the fuck going on. Yeah, for real. Huh. Nino. He tried to run, but I had that switch. Come here, where you going? I'm from the sun, this shit get cold, you nigga think it's snow. Huh. Slam that nigga like Hogan. I'm in that pussy, no potion. She calling my phone, I'm like, bye. She open. I heard that nigga gun slide. No token. I'm hot right now, why would I lie, bitch? I'm chosen. Don't make me up this shit, then dump this shit where you lay your head. I heard he want that smoke, don't choke my nigga, you wanna end up dead. Don't call my line, I don't want talk, I heard that nigga fed. There's a bag on his head, better catch that nigga, he like gingerbread. Okay, your ass fat, but you ain't all that, you a cutie. Why would I argue? I can't claim you in that doobie. Every time I pull up, it's a motion, it's a movie. Push me to the edge and I go brrr with that Uzi. Don't play with me, yeah. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, yeah. Bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me, yeah. That ain't Bottega, I ain't no hater. That shit fake as fuck. You ain't getting no paper, you can't save her. I might pick her up. I'm in her stomach, I'm in her mouth. I got little baby stuff. I pull up track off with the map paint. That shit looking tough. You ain't smoking on Zion, you smoking on Huff. You ain't even rolling blunts. I'm smoking on Wills, I'm smoking on papers. I don't fuck with Dutch. Do too much, yeah, you niggas do too much. Rich in crypto money, I can get you touched. keep it on the hush. All them niggas that you look up to, fuck with us. I gave it to you, but you ain't get that shit from us. We giving out them tests and it's A+. Don't play with me, yeah. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, yeah. Bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me, yeah.
This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit. This is some visionary shit.
Yeah, and we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. Yeah. 10 damn James. Who remember that? Here we go. Here we go. We're about to see what happens with Hans Kim this week.
Which also moved here from LA. And that's the gist of it. You guys ready to start tonight's show? I pre-pick a name. That one ended up on the edge, so we'll go with that. And while we go wrangle that person, I'm going to bring up your first regular of the night. I mean, an absolute swan song of a story this guy has had. Started here 2.5 years ago, living in his van, and then he ended up making it. Now he sells out every single weekend on the road. Sometimes he might have a cocaine problem. He dates a girl way out of his league, is the word on this street. And lately he's been getting challenged based on his performance. So his regularship is always up on the line. If he has a rough set, that means the next week after that, he has to fight for his life. Have a 60-second competition against somebody else. This week is no competition because he did so good last week. So let's see if he can ride the momentum. You guys know how this song goes? You guys want to sing it?
Thank you guys. My name is Hans Kim. I'm from New Jersey, so don't worry, Texas. I'm racist too. Yours is more the direct kind of racism. Ours is more tax-based. I love Arabic people, especially when they're in one piece. Tend to get a little piecey during historic moments. I love black people. I just like keeping my possessions more.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I love Mexicans. I love Home Depot. I think that's an amazing store. Because everything you need to rob a Home Depot is in a Home Depot. If you're buying things at Home Depot, you're not thinking hard enough. All right, that's my time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hans Kim with a new 60 seconds.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, hello, Hans.
Hello, Tony.
What are you thanking me for?
I'm thinking, I hope that was 60 seconds.
No, I said, what are you thanking me for?
Oh, thanking? Oh, just my entire career.
Okay, perfect. Good. Just making sure we're on the same page. I loved the
You
Home
did good
Depot
this week. I
joke.
don't
That
think
was
he gonna
fun.
get
Thank you,
challenged
Tony.
next week,
Okay. Take us through your process, Hans.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think he should get challenged next week. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he should get challenged next week. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he should not get challenged next week. Let's reverse it this week. Let's see what y'all think. 1 in the chat if you think he should get challenged. 2 in the chat if you think he should. Got 1-1. Let's go. Let's see. Where does vote at? Shout out to YouTube, got another one. Let's see.
Hans, when you're writing a new minute every week, where are you doing it? What's going on?
Well, the Home Depot joke I wrote inside of a Home Depot.
Funny how that happens, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, there's so much, you could build so much stuff here. Like, you could even rob this place. I was building a little cat door for my girlfriend.
Yes, a cat door so that the cat can go in and out.
Yeah, so
did she say that she wanted that, or did you just do that yourself? Hey, babe, I built you a cat door. Your cat's missing. Okay. Okay.
So you're a bit of an environmental comic, so you're influenced by wherever you're standing?
Yeah,
but the cat didn't make it into the bit this week.
No cat
just just overall racism, which was that's fine. But nobody was spared. It was nice.
It really was. It was very, very racist. Black people to keep your possessions warm, Arabic in one piece, and Mexican Home Depot joke.
But you're challenging people to think, right? That's your point.
Yeah, I want them to. I want them to think about racism.
Right. It's ironic, your presentation. Yeah.
At least if you're going to be racist, make it fun.
No, right.
I think you had another punchline and he stepped on it. I think it was a pussy joke on that cat door bit. Am I right?
Yes.
I knew it.
Thank you,
I know
Roseanne.
how men think. It's all about cat doors and pussy. I knew it. Oh, yeah.
Roseanne Barr live in the.
But I love that you were like studied and offensive. That's good. It's non-PC. These motherfuckers need to be shook out of their comas.
Thank you, Roseanne.
You got to put some Jew jokes in there, though. I tell you, got to get the Jew. Right? Am I right?
It's just difficult. They're so litigious, the Jews.
That can go right in there. You can mix that right in there. Hans, what else is going on this week?
I've been having a great time with my girlfriend. I stayed in Austin this week. Just did a bunch of shows at Brian Redband's club. Thank you, Brian, for having me.
Keep going. Come on, tell us something. I'm hoping to get more spots. Thank you, Brian. Jesus, what a creep.
I did.
What are you gonna build him a fucking cat door?
I did a meet and greet after the show, and a very old lady grabbed my butt, and I was gonna grab her butt back, but I was like, that's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt her. She's
That's
kind
true.
of old.
That's true. You don't want to get me 92'd. It's an elderly lady, folks. Elderly lady Me Too jokes. All right. I love it. What else, Hans? Give us something good before we let you out of here.
I've been playing a little game with my girlfriend called Rape.
Well, you've covered all the bases. All the bases. No stone left unturned.
He is a molestation away from a full bingo card here tonight. So what is this game? She's agreed to let you rape her? David?
Can anybody play?
You're not in my weight class.
So explain to us the rules of this game that you and your girlfriend
So I
created.
was like, hey, come, you want to come cuddle? And she's like, no, because you're going to have sex with me. And I was like, come on. When am I going to have sex then? She's like, tomorrow. I was like, no, not tomorrow. And I started chasing her.
Oh, wow. So there was really no rules written on this game. It was more of a not game. More of just a rape.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic.
Did she say... The next part is
you all might be called to testify in the future.
Yeah, this is why we lock up phones, everybody. So let me ask you this, and I probably shouldn't, because this answer is going to decide whether or not this entire segment gets edited out of the show. But I'm still curious to know, did your girlfriend at any point of this game say the word no?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. How did she handle it afterwards? Were there any tears or anything like that? This is the #1 live podcast in the world, people. You're in good hands. Don't worry.
Well,
Ah!
She won. She kept me away.
Oh, she won the game of rape.
Yeah.
Right.
Bear mace? Like, what are we talking about?
David Koechner.
Now we know why she wanted the cat door.
Oh my God.
It's for all the pussy to leave.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go, Hans. Well, Hans, this is very interesting. The game of rape really, I think, saved your interview. How many of you guys think Hans did good enough to not have to be challenged for his spot next week? That's pretty much everybody in the room.
Thank you.
This guy with the bandana wants to see you burn. Hans, you're going to go challengeless next week. My guess is you're going to be lazy and fucking come and stink it up, but we're going to let you off the hook anyway. This game actually has rules to it. But congratulations, another fun new minute. The great and powerful Hans Kim, everybody. There he goes. I'm going to pre-pick another name, and I'm going to go with the...
Yeah, so that was Hans Kim. You feel me? Hans Kim, that nigga did his thing. He did his motherfucking thing. No challenge next week, so I don't know if we're going to win. I think we're going to do conspiracy theories. Did y'all hear about the aliens? We can start conspiracy theory Mondays today. Fuck that. Fuck it. I'll bring it up. Shout out to the chat, motherfuckers.
David Fravor, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, and then one whistleblower, a guy named David Grush, who we can't validate what he said because it's all classified information. But Commander Fravor, friends of ours, Commander Fravor, he just told what happened to him. He chased a UFO. Then you've got Ryan Graves, who his whole squadron has been seeing these things. You've had both on your podcast. But Grush stood up there and he was very careful with his words. And I want people to know why. If you look at that setting, you're going to see right behind him was a guy named Chuck McCullough. Chuck McCullough is the former intelligence community inspector general. So like the cops of the intelligence community.
Damn.
And he was right behind David Grush, who is his client. So he's representing David Grush because David Grush put a whistleblower complaint. He Yeah, and look at those two handsome guys right there. So there's this is the biggest conspiracy photo of all time. Can you imagine people seeing this and being like, what are those idiots doing up there with him? But so behind
the
David,
dude with the beard and the glasses in the back, he looks so happy.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, UFOs.
People think that guy with the bald head is James Clapper. By the way, I got a bunch of
it wasn't.
I got a bunch of comments that Clapper was looking at my notes during that.
So I got
that guy.
I don't know.
He's just part of Ryan's organization as a. But here's the deal, man. This photo is kind of hilarious because George had ontological shock when we were in that room. It's like he's sitting there. He's sitting there seeing, after all this time, this shit's being said out loud. So what happened was the seats were kind of like designated for us because George and I were supposed to testify, by the way. But then common wisdom says, why have these journalist guys when you can hear directly from the firsthand people? And when we agreed.
Yeah.
But what we did was we put on congressional record statements, and people should read them if they haven't. They're on congressional record. I did an assessment of kind of the estimate of the situation. But he named names and programs. But what you're seeing there is, and I kind of had to fight for this, is getting his lawyer behind him should be like an obvious fucking thing when a guy's going up to testify under oath in front of Congress. If you believe him, he's speaking under whistleblower protection. Dude, it was hard to get his lawyer behind him. I literally had to put the lawyer behind him. So we got the lawyer behind him so he could lean in and be like, careful, Dave, careful, which he did like a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's George looking all scrunched, and everybody's like, why Jeremy over there with no one next to him? I think people are a little afraid of me because, a little bit of a maniac sometimes. Whatever. We're there. Dave starts talking. They ask him questions. These weren't pre-scripted or anything. We're talking about what could be asked for sure, but they weren't pre-scripted. What Dave Grush said, and correct me or add to if I get this wrong. Dave Grush said, I did an investigation. It was my job. I was hired by, and this is a guy from the National Reconnaissance Office, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Like this guy he's been in the intelligence community a long time. And he sits there under oath and he says, I did an investigation. I interviewed, it was my job to look at over 2,000 special access programs, like black programs. And it was my job to find out if any of them had to do with UAP and if there's any money being hidden, like misappropriated, theft. And he's like, after interviewing 40 witnesses, I found a ton of shit that supports this. And in fact, he said, I found people who worked on the craft firsthand. And they had to come in, or they willingly came in. He called them hostile and non-hostile witnesses. And he's like, so I did that whole thing. The second I did that, which was my job, I was given the job, reprisals started happening to me. So he smartly did a whistleblower complaint through the Presidential Protection Act 19 or something. He got the head of the ICIG, the former head of the ICIG, who's a lawyer, and he says, fuck, dude, here's what I know. Here's what people don't know, is the ICIG, so the intelligence community, did their own investigation into David Grush's witnesses. And what he found, they interviewed like 40 plus under oath and immediately said, David Grush's claim is both credible and urgent. So it's not like just one guy telling you. Our intelligence community did a deep dive investigation into what David Grush told them under oath in the right secure settings. And they're like credible, urgent. So David Grush can tell you the basic things that happened, but you know how he kept saying in the appropriate environment, if you've got clearance, we can do that. I'm willing to give you a list of hostile and non-hostile people that worked on the craft. Biologicals, he even said. He's like, I'll give that to you today. We just got to get a skiff and we got to make sure that you have access, you have clearance. And he was denied a skiff that day.
He's a credible guy. He's the real deal. I mean, he had a career in the Air Force, served in Afghanistan, a distinguished career. Then he goes into the intelligence community, working for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. He was assigned by his boss to be the liaison to the UAP task force. That's what Congress had set it up, to investigate the whole UFO matter before the current program existed. And the guy who was in charge of the task force, Jay Stratton, gave him a job. Go find the special access programs that are hiding UFO stuff, either siphoning millions of dollars, or they've got technology, crash retrievals, reverse engineering, all the stuff that we've always heard rumored. And he did. He found it. Most of the juiciest stuff that he found, he can't say in an unclassified setting. It has to be because they will get him. They will bust his ass if they can. They've already tried.
Like 4 times, and that's something offline we'll talk about. There have been attempts to get him silenced, unmuzzled, by the way, to not do podcasts or shows and stuff, right? To get him muzzled by people that are trying to say he's talking outside of his Dopser, which is like what he's allowed to talk about. So they're looking for one word that he says that's outside of that. Like I get asked by people in the government, has he ever told you the number of crashes? Has he ever told you locations? Like, I'm going to fucking answer you. First of all. Second of all, no, he hasn't. Because that would be illegal if it were to be true.
So he is authorized to talk about a very limited number of things. Is that correct?
And they're not vouching for their authenticity. Dopser process, which is, I don't know what it stands for, but it's like pre-pub process. He very smartly, because his lawyer is really smart, former ICIG. He's like, write it in what you want to talk about and see what they come back about what you can't talk about. So they're not saying what he's saying is true. They're just saying you can talk within these parameters. I would like to see if what he's saying is true. So we just need that option.
So who gives him the authority to talk about these things?
No one gives him the authority. He's taking that all on himself. He's a true whistleblower, whether you believe his claims or not. What he's doing is legal, but it's a career killer, right? Dopser says they go through it and they make sure that things that are like highly sensitive.
And are not worthy of further study. I'd say that's the biggest
understatement
of the decade. He also goes on to talk about the dismissive attitude. It's at odds with what was revealed in documents, reports, and internal memos. Mr. Cabral says, as he writes these words, the UFO is emerging as a major topic of global importance. I can state that as a fact. Out there, I met a fellow who came in here all the way from Denmark to be.
Were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft and was estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter. The mission commander terminated the flight immediately and returned to base. Our squadron submitted a safety report, but there was no official acknowledgement of the incident and no further mechanism to report the sightings. Soon, these encounters became so frequent that aircrew would discuss the risk of UAP as part of their regular pre-flight briefs. Recognizing the need for action and answers, I founded Americans for Safe Aerospace. The organization has since become a haven for UAP witnesses who were previously unspoken due to the absence of a safe intake process. More than 30 witnesses have come forward and almost 5,000 Americans have joined us in the fight for transparency at safeaerospace.org. The majority of witnesses are commercial pilots at major airlines. Often, they are veterans with decades of flying experience. Pilots are reporting UAP at altitudes that appear above them at 40,000 feet, potentially in low Earth orbit or in the gray zone below the Kármán line, making inexplainable maneuvers like right-hand turns and retrograde orbits or J-hooks. Sometimes these reports are reoccurring, with numerous recent sightings north of Hawaii and in the North Atlantic. Other veterans are also coming forward to us regarding UAP encounters in our airspace and oceans. The most compelling involve observations of UAP by multiple witnesses and sensor systems. I believe these accounts are only scratching the surface, and more will share their experiences once it is safe to do so. In closing, I recognize the skepticism surrounding this topic. If everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change. I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones,
Agency's happy to be here. This is an important issue, and I'm grateful for your time. My name is David Charles Grush. I was an intelligence officer for 14 years, both in the U.S. Air Force, both active duty, Air National Guard, and Reserve, at the rank of major, and most recently from 2021 to 2025, or excuse me, 2023, at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, NGA, at the GS-15 civilian level, which is the military equivalent of a full bird colonel. I was my agency's co-lead in unidentified anomalous phenomena and transmedium object analysis, as well as reporting to the UAP task force, UAPTF, and eventually, once it was established, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO. I became a whistleblower through a PPD 19 urgent concern filing in May 2022 with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Following concerning reports from multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former military and intelligence community individuals that the US government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAPs. My testimony is based on information I've been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country. Many of whom also have shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony to myself and my various colleagues. I have taken every step I can to corroborate this evidence over a period of 4 years while I was with the UAP Task Force and do my due diligence on the individual sharing it. This is because of these steps, I believe strongly in the importance of bringing this information before you. I am driven by a commitment of both to truth and transparency, rooted in our inherent duty to uphold the United States Constitution and protect the American people. I'm asking Congress to hold our government to this standard and thoroughly investigate these claims. But as I stand here under oath now, I am speaking to the facts as I've been told them. In the U.S. Air Force, in my National Reconnaissance Office, NRO, reservist capacity, I was a member of the UAP Task Force from 2019 to 2021. I served at the NRO Operations Center on the Director's Briefing staff, which included the coordination of the Presidential Daily Brief and supporting variety of contingency operations, which I was the Reserve Intelligence Division Chief backup. In 2019, the UAP Task Force Director asked me to identify all special access programs and controlled access programs, also known as SAPs and CAPs, we needed to satisfy our congressionally mandated mission, and we were direct report at the time to the DepSecDef. At the time, due to my extensive executive level intelligence support duties, I was cleared to literally all relevant compartments and in a position of extreme trust,
that
both
nigga
in my
got
military
all
and
the
civilian
information.
capacities.
Basically,
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
Damn.
To which I was denied access to those additional read-ons when I requested it. I made the decision, based on the data I collected, to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower. As you know, I've suffered
Eric Snowden
retaliation for my decision, but I am hopeful that my actions will ultimately lead to a positive outcome of increased transparency. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Ms. Mace.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to our witnesses who are testifying today. I want to thank each of you for being here to discuss a topic of grave importance to our national security. Earlier this year, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of my home state of South Carolina. Since the Roswell incident in 1947, many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing our skies. Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American allied or enemy forces, or something more out of this world. So my first question, I have several questions, and if we can just be quick on these first two, I'm gonna ask each of you the same question, and then I'll get to each of you individually. The first one, when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs? Yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Okay, thank you. I have a few questions for Mr. Graves. What percentage of UAP sightings in your belief go unreported by our pilots?
This is an approximation based off of my personal experience speaking with a number of pilots, but I would estimate we're somewhere near 5% reporting perhaps.
So like 95% basically don't report seeing UAPs.
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
A few questions for Mr. Favor. As an expert naval aviator, have you ever seen an object that looked and moved like the Tic Tac UAP?
No.
Did the Tic Tac UAP move in such a way that defied the laws of physics?
The way we understand them, yes.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does our government typically test advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
It took over 15 years for your encounter with the Tic Tac to be declassified. Do you feel there was a good reason to prevent lawmakers from having access to this footage?
No, I just think it was ignored when it happened and it just sat somewhere in a file. Never got reported.
In a drawer. It happens a lot out here. Shocker. Mr. Gresh, a couple of questions for you too, sir, this morning. What percentage of UAPs do you feel are adequately investigated by the U.S. government, of the 5% that are reported?
I can only speak for my personal leadership over at NGA. I tried to look at every report that came through that I could triage. So,
do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress and subverted our oversight authority?
there are certain elected leaders that had more information that I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
Okay. You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, and I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to